Hello everyone! If you bury your soap, don't waste all these little soap pieces. You can reuse them by making soap embeds. I'm Sue from Sue & Soap, and in today's video I show you how to make a one-pot swirl with soap embeds and of course how I make these little soap balls. For this soap I used soap balls of every soap I made in 2020, so this makes a very nice New Year's soap for 2021. Also you can find a lathering test of the last soap I made at the end of this video. But first let's make some soap.
I start with measuring the sodium hydroxide and the citric acid. We have very hot water here, so I always use 3% of citric acid in my soaps. I let the citric acid dissolve completely in water before I add some ice cubes and the sodium hydroxide. When you use citric acid in your lye solution, it is best to use ice cubes. Otherwise, the solution gets very hot and you get a lot of fumes, which you best should prevent. I also added 1 ice cube of frozen and self-made oat milk. When everything is dissolved completely, I put it into the sink and let it cool down. In this recipe I use shea butter, coconut oil, olive oil and sweet almond oil. When the hard oils are melted, I mix them with the soft oils and add kaolin clay. I always premix the kaolin clay into the oils so everything is mixed up fine before adding the lye solution. I also premixed the colorants in olive oil. For this soap I am using 3 colors: a light blue mica, a darker blue mica and activated charcoal. I should have used some more of the activated charcoal or add some black oxide. In the finished soap it looks more like a dark grey than black. I also measure the amount of fragrance oil. Today I'm using 8th and Ocean from Nutra soap. At this point I would normally add sodium lactate, but I just forgot to use it, so I made this soap without sodium lactate. This also works pretty fine, the soap just needs some more time before it's hard enough for cutting. I divide the soap batter into 3 parts. The main part is for the dark blue. It's about 2/3, I just eyeball the amounts. For the black part, I want to use a scraper to add a texture. It really took me a few minutes to get it thickened up. This recipe is great for making swirls because it stays liquid for a long time. When it finally got a medium to thick trace, I put it into the mold and used a zigzag scraper. The blue colors I just mixed in by hand. And here are the soap balls. These are the soap balls from every soap I made this year. They have different sizes and colors and they just look pretty by themselves. I put them into the dark blue soap butter and mixed them in by hand. Then I just pour the light blue into the dark blue and pour everything into the mold. So you get a nice one-pot swirl with soap embeds. For the top I used the scraper again. The soap butter is still too liquid for a texture, but the colors flow together very nice. I waited about 10 minutes before adding a spoon design. I also used some rubbing alcohol to prevent soda ash. I waited 3 days before I unmolded and cut the soap. It was still very soft and I wish I didn't forget the sodium lactate. This would have been much better for cutting, but it still was working. And the inside of the soap is just wow. The soap balls look like little planets in sky full of polar lights. I really love how it came out. What I would make different when I make the soap again is obviously using sodium lactate, and I would not pour the soap just in the middle of the mold, so it gets a little bit more swirly. Making soap balls is very easy. When you bevel your soap, you get a lot of small soap pieces, and you can take these and make little balls out of them. This works best when the soap is not completely cured and still a bit soft. When the soap is harder, you can still use these pieces as confetti in another soap. For this, you can cut them into smaller pieces, or you can leave it as big as they are. In my last soap making video, I made this beautiful 3-layered Christmas soap. It has a nice inside design which you can only see when you use the soap for a while. If you want to know more about it, you can follow the link in the upper right corner. The soap is 4 weeks old now and hard enough to use it. The lather is very bubbly and it feels very creamy.
Soap balls are a very easy way to make soap embeds, and they're great for using all the soap leftovers. What do you do with the leftovers from beveling? Tell me in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye! What?